Happy Wednesday, everyone. It's Monica from the Sweetporium. We are in week 5, Wednesday, and today we are painting apple and pineapple pencil organizers or holders. You can use them for your makeup brushes, your paint brushes. I don't know, the sky is the limit, but these are super cute. And what I thought about was the Eric Carle book, The Very Hungry Caterpillar, where he eats the apple. There's not a pineapple in there, but there are some other books that you can tie with the pineapples. Or maybe you're just a fine apple and that's what's the little saying, stand tall and wear your crown. So that's really cute too. I'm going to go ahead and get started because we kind of have a long day today. It seems really simple. So I took out, we don't need blue. That was from Pete the Cat yesterday. You have a lot of white, and even though the brown was for our sunflower painting that we're going to do later this week, I took it out because we can always use just a little bit of it. So if you have an apple in your kit, these are the paints you have. If you have a pineapple in your kit, these are the paints you have. I'm going to demonstrate 2 different ways to paint both of them. So I'm going to have both paints out. We are going to do some color blending. We're going to make lighter shade. So we're going to make a pink, and then we're going to make another shade of yellow. So you have a palette. Yours is new. Mine's, I'm not going to use any of the resources. I actually was not going to paint the holders. And so I made templates so I could paint on here, but I don't know. I might just go ahead and paint those. That way you can see it authentically. So I will, in the link, post some storybook connections if you don't have the actual book, because they're really good ones that you can find on YouTube. And we will go ahead and get started. It is not too late. It is Wednesday. I post all these videos, archive them. Most people do not watch them live anyway, so you can still get your kit for this week. We even still have some from last week. So if you have idle hands at home and your kiddos are looking for something to do, just purchase it on the website, and then I'll contact you on how I can either deliver it to you or you can meet to do porch pickup. So I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way because I changed my mind after I traced all those. And I'm going to start with the pineapple first. Let me make sure that it is in view. It kind of is not. So let me move that up. Beep, beep, beep. There we go. And you have 2 foam brushes. One is a little bit more narrow than the other. And so you can use both. Well, let me just show you, and then you decide how you would like to create yours. So I just want to use the tips of my brushes. I don't want to get paint really far down. 1, it's wasteful. 2, it kind of damages the brushes. So usually if I'm doing stripes and I'm really particular about them wanting to be straight, I would tape them off with painter's tape. I'm not really that concerned about that today. And so I am just going to, let's see, I got the paint loaded, and I am just going to sweep that across. I know I didn't put that much paint. Wanted to. All right. And right now I'm not going to do any color blending. So I've been painting all morning. I've been painting. I think I paint every single day. I guess that would make sense. So funny story. I'm so glad. Look, my hands cleaned up. I was using a gel water-based, super safe, low odor, use with your hand stain last night to do a home project, and my hands were dyed and stained all kinds of crazy colors. And I took a shower. I bathed a little. I did all kind of things that my hands should have cleaned up with, and they didn't. So I guess this morning with all the other hand washing and shower, hair fixing, all that, it finally cleaned up. But I have been painting some Louisiana door hangers for an order. I do not usually do that. That's not our business model. But we only sold 2 kits last week, and our cafe side is closed. So I'm going ahead and taking orders for things that we don't usually do, just to see if we can make ends meet. All right, so as you see, so this one's not super smaller than the other, so the widths aren't really drastic. Some kits have narrow, like their small one is pretty narrow. All right, I think I'm just going to carry that up because no use in trying to get that yellow in there. There we go. We're at the crown. So now, oh, you know what I forgot to do? Prep you guys in the beginning. This is all permanent paint, so make sure that you wear either your paint clothes or an apron, a smock to protect your clothes. Make sure that you have something to protect your work surface. The only thing that I took out that was not in the kit is I have a glass of water here, not to drink, but for my brushes, some paper towels, and I do have my blow dryer hooked on the side. So those are the things that you'll need to prep to have. And I am finished with these, so I'm going to clean my brushes really gently because these are foam brushes. And we have other paintings. So these are the ones I used, or my big one is the one I used to repeat the cat yesterday. So just want to make sure that they last. There's a little plastic flap in there that if you rub really, like if I was rubbing this in the bottom of the paint cup, you're going to pop through the foam and then your brush is going to be ruined. So be gentle with that. Be gentle when you're pinching it to dry. All right, so I did clean my brushes, and I'm going to use just any one. Make sure it's dry. Pinch, pinch, pinch. And now we're going to do our little crown. What is that? I have a weird cat hair or something on my brush. All right, so just putting this really bright Kelly green, shamrock green. Boop. Like that. Can carry over the edges. I didn't carry my stripes over. That's okay. And I haven't decided what I want to do with that just yet. I think I'm going to wait and see how much paint I have left over. But then I also had the idea that because you guys have permanent markers in the kit, that maybe I'll just do some like little doodles on that side. Who knows? All right, so I have that crown colored. Now we are going to do a little bit of color blending, and you know what I didn't, I'm going to go ahead and use my finger. I'm going to use my finger because I don't want to go grab something, but I am going to put just a smidge, because I don't need that much, a little smidge of green in my palette. And this is why I have pink fingers all the time. Oh. And then I'm going to get a little bigger scoop, but totally just a fingertip of white because I want to make a lighter green. A lighter green. And you can use the little tip of your brush and swirl that around. And it's kind of coming out a little bit lime green. I could have even used less green to make it a little bit lighter. I wanted a really contrasting light green. All right. So, you can use your fingertip, makes really cool polka dots. Or if you have a pencil laying around, you can dip the eraser end and stamp it. And stamp it. And just you can even use this as a I got way too much. Go over on the edge. Pushing too hard. My light is too bright and I can't see what I'm doing. Here we go. All right, so all I did, that was super quick, but it gave a lot more character than if you just painted it green and yellow. So you got to do a little bit of, be a little bit more creative, kind of just going back and making my dots just a little more solid. But this bright light, or the light is really bright in my face. I'm standing up, so I can't really see what colors I'm doing or how. All right, there we go. If you want to get a little bit crazy and add a little bit of details, you could use this light green. And actually, I'm going to blow dry it real fast because I don't want to do anything over that white and yellow. All right, in view I am. So I have just a little bit of paint left, so I'm gonna dab, dab, dab to get that edge of my brush. And I'm just going to go the other way. Maybe load a little bit more paint. And you can even go around the edge just a little bit. Kind of bring it in, bring it in. There we go. So that is one way that you can do your pineapple to give it a little bit of character. I'm going to dip that in the brush, and I'm going to blow dry the top. I didn't blow dry it, but I do need it if I'm going to flip it over. So give me a second, give me a second. So since I'm pre-recording this one, it's kind of quiet because I don't have any comments and I can't see if anybody's watching and things. So if you have any questions or comments, concerns, then just post it in the comments and I will for sure get back with you. Plus, I really appreciate when you engage with the video, whether it's live or pre-recorded, because that helps our posts to be seen. So I appreciate that. And posting or spreading the creativity on your page also helps. So if you click the share button, that is a bonus. All right, so the second way we can do, and look how much we didn't even touch that yellow paint. So I am going to get the yellow and I am just going to paint that pineapple. Paint. And left it a little bit curved. All right. I don't want to mix with my white, so I really should have gotten a spoon so I would quit using my finger, because I want to make a little shade of yellow that is a little bit lighter. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did before. I know, I'm asking for trouble if you get a kid or have a kid scoop with their finger. If you do use a spoon, don't use a bunch of it, because remember we have our sunflower coming up, and you really do, paint goes a really long way, and I probably could have used less yellow, just like with the green, because I wanted it more white than green. So I have this, and I really just want kind of an off, see, I wanted more of a white, an off-white, like a really butter yellow. So it's all right, just in there, dab. And now we're gonna do that traditional cross hatch that you find on pineapples. So go diagonal line, diagonal line, diagonal line, diagonal, and diagonal. Then I am gonna go the opposite way, and I'm just gonna go diagonal, 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 and diagonal. Can you see it? I'm gonna blow dry that just a wee bit. I'm really pretty happy with that. I like it a lot, and I kind of don't want to do the next step that I'd planned, but I'm going to go for it. I am just gently getting some brown. Look, I didn't even contaminate my brown because I went so gently. And I'm going to follow some of those crosses. Instead of going end to end, I'm just going to kind of swoop, 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 and I'm gonna go back the other way, and you can see that I did not wash my brush out, which is fine. So now I'm gonna go, oh, I guess I had one more swoop at the bottom. And now swoop. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Oh, I'm glad I did it. Because I do like that. I do. And I'm gonna, no, I was just gonna see how brown that was, because sometimes the tops are brown. Aren't they brown? Are they brown or green? Why am I thinking they're brown? All right, so I'm gonna dump that in the water and have my other one, and we're gonna get our green this time and do your green crown. And don't forget to get your edges. I know I didn't get the edges at the bottom. 'Tis okay. So what's your favorite fruit? Because I was just thinking this would have been really fun if it was a banana shape. I have that. Two banana songs in my head. The one, Apples and Bananas, and then, oh my goodness, it's a Christian like youth song about the sweet love of God. If you know what I'm talking about, comment, because I don't know what it is. Can't think of it. All right, I am going to be really bold. I got a little bit of yellow in there, and it's not even from the brush. It was when I stuck my finger in there. So I'm gonna see if I can like grab it without making any more. Oh, look, I grabbed it and didn't even pass the green. So last time we did the polka dots. This time I didn't wash the grain off. I just loaded a little bit of yellow, and I'm gonna go with the you know, I have to do the sound effects. So I'm just kind of doing swoops, swishes, little accents at the end, like that, like that. All right. Wanted them a little more white, but that's okay. Try to grab. Regret it. I'm gonna regret it. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Look. That looks good. That looks good. All right. So I just went in the direction. Now it's got like some flair. I love it. I love it. All right, so those are 2 ways to paint your pineapple. You have the stripes and polka dots, and we have like the more traditional pineapple. So I'm going to put that aside. Moving on. I am just washing my brushes out. Washing, squeezing my paint water. I should have gotten another one. I'll do that in just a second. So pulling out those, I'll put that in the pineapple. And if you have your apple, so the first one, you're going to hang on because I do need a brush. I need to rinse my brushes better. All right, I'm back. I dumped my old water, got some nice clean water, drying my brushes, and let's get started. So we got our apple, and we can do the basic. If somebody's like, hey, color your apple, and you just get that red on there, right? I'm gonna kind of curve up here so I leave a leaf. Probably cut in just a little bit. There we go. Kind of visualizing that there. All right. Oh, I just remembered what how the other way I was going to paint the apple. I hope it turns out. Because remember, Miss Monica was a little bit daring this week and did not do prototypes. Everything was just a thought in my head. before we actually did it. All right. Beautiful, beautiful. You have your red apple. If you have your palette, you can, I'm just going to wipe that yellow out because we don't need any yellow anymore. I don't like the yellow apples. I was going to say, if you have a apple kit, you don't have yellow in there. Oh! Maybe do. I have to double check. You should, because you have a... all right, so... what are we doing? We are getting a little bit of red. What am I going to do? I'm going to do more white. So I want a kind of fuller finger of white. Maybe I'm going to do kind of 2 there. Up. There we go. And I want to make a light pink, so I'm barely going to add any red to it. Because what I learned was I put too much green for my green. I'm going to get my smaller brush and I'm going to mix that around to where I have kind of a princess pink. Yep, yep, yep. I'm going to go ahead and I have lots of white. Put some more white in there because these foam brushes kind of suck it up. All right. Let's see if I can sit and do this. So to make polka dots with a brush, unless you have something, so if you want to use the tail end of and just dip and stamp, you can. But if you want to make bigger, you just turn, 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 and up. There we go. And to carry off to the side, you just twist it. I'm at a weird angle right here. And I don't usually do this with foam brushes. I do it with paint brushes with a flat brush. It's a little bit wet here, but that's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna do it. All right. I am happy with that. I'm going to put that in the water. And actually, I'm not going to put it in the water. I need to clean it because I'm going to use the smaller one to do my stem. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Man, I am a messy painter. All right. This one's pretty traditional. So we're going to go with the green leaf. Carry over on the edges. Ooh, I better hurry. I was trying to do this not live. It's almost time for our live feed. All right. And then if you want, you can get the corner edge and then just do a few, not really polka dots because it makes a triangle. edge. Oh, I just stuck my hand in it. Boo. Can be silly and kind of drag, make it just totally whimsical. Oh, that one needed a little more paint. Let's try that again. All right, and let me see where I am. All right, do you see? I like it. And if you have the brown, I mean, of course you have the brown. If you want to use the brown, you can squeeze your brush. I did not clean that. Let's see. All right, get my brown, clean brush, dab, and let's, you see how wet my brush still was? Haha! All right, so my brush is still kind of soaking wet. That's why it looks really translucent like that. It's all right, it's all right, it's all right. Carry over the edge, and ta-da! We have one side. One side. All right. Clean the brushes. I'm gonna blow dry this real fast, and then we'll do the second side. All right, I have a couple of dots that are probably still a little wet because I globbed them on there. If you can see how they're a little shiny. That's okay, I'm gonna put it face down. Bloop, and clean the brushes, All right, are we done with the blue? I have my notes on the side. I'm not using brown this next time. So what I'm gonna do is get a little bit crazy. I'm gonna paint it white. So I'm gonna do the cut in for the leaf. There we go. And painting it all white. What is she doing? She is hoping it comes out right. That's what she is doing. All right, all white, blow drying it, putting the brush in the water. Ah, the beauty of acrylic on wood. It dries so quickly. All right, any guesses what we're doing? Any guesses? We are, I'm gonna use the big brush. I'm gonna use the bigger, the 1 inch. We are gonna time travel back to Christmas time. And we're gonna make some buffalo plaid. And we're not going to use tape. Just like with our